Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Spooky AF. I'm Suze, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob. Rob, in this time of year of 2024, how are you doing?
I'm thriving.
Thriving.
I mean, it's all going good.
Everything's just really... The bingo card for this year is really looking great.
Yeah, I think as the last 5 years have shown, we can't really anticipate what's coming next year.
I was just hoping that the free space on this year's bingo card wouldn't have been Trump gets reelected.
Yeah.
But here we are where we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
The amount of people who I've heard recently just saying, yeah, we are where we are. I'm like, this is not some new mantra. This is not a keep calm and carry on thing. Don't make this a thing.
I mean, I've just broken down to where I've gotten into, anything to try and get me a little hit of dopamine that's not actually heroin, and so I think I
was literally just about to say, have you started heroin?
So, I don't know the right people, but I do know where to get enamel pins, and so I have one that says, what would Buffy do? And then I have a little bisexual flag, and then I have one that says, got a full scholarship to hell.
Yeah,
so
you did.
I'm thriving in that small corner of the world. I do want to say to the listeners, everybody take care of each other, be nice to each other, and the next several years are probably going to be pretty terrible, so let's all just do what we can for each other.
Yeah, we're at least we're in Ireland,
Oh my God,
we have that going for us.
Jesus Christ, yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Which
is totally fine.
It is, and speaking of things you can do to avoid the hellhole that is emerging all around us, is actually dig into the hellhole of the internet, which is what I did. Would you like to hear about it, Rob?
I would. Firstly, just congratulations on a professional level segue. That was phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Well, okay, you say professional when just before we started recording, I was like, oh, my gain is high, and I then continued to turn it up.
Well, it's been a long day for both of us.
I think it's really... Y'all listening, it's really throwing me off. We normally record on the ass crack of dawn on a Sunday, and it is Monday evening, and I am uncomfortable.
It's true. We're closer to the witching hour than we usually are. So
exactly, we're taking risks.
We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't. So what I decided to do was avoid anything that properly upset me, which was difficult because it's the internet. But
Good.
As we talked about I think we mentioned it on Nobodies, and I think we also talked about it with the Beer Ladies, I really like tech horror and internet mysteries and kind of lost media stuff. I find it really fascinating.
Yep.
So mine is short this week, but hopefully interesting. It's something that I've never heard of before. So for this week's spook, this is a quick and creepy one. I mean, the internet, like I said, is just every fucking day is just the awful Elon Musk app and is one of the scariest places in the world. However, it didn't always used to be that way. I mean, nope. I know, Rob, you and I, we're millennials. We remember kind of the birth of people kind of getting the internet and starting to use the internet outside of kind of an academic sense.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, the dial-up sound is just forever ingrained in my brain.
Oh, I want that playing at... You know how some people have the bagpipes playing at their funeral? I think I just want that broadcast as they put me to rest. We can add that to our protocol of if one of us dies before the other one.
Yeah, fair. We both know it's going to be me, to be fair, so...
So I was looking for one that was interesting but not overdone. And so, because I came across a lot of... Well, I guess I'll give you some of my criteria for what I was looking for. So I wanted it to be not super well known. So it wasn't like Cicada 3301 or Reddit A858. Those are really well known and could definitely be sort of longer deep dive episodes later on for us, but...
They totally should be.
They should be, but they really deserve the kind of time and space to actually get into all the theories and all the sources. And honestly, after the election and everything else, I just wasn't in the mood to commit that kind of intellectual labor. So,
no. I don't think anyone would be.
No. So I wanted something that was at least to my cursory research, a bit more shallow. So I came across a lot of stories that were definitely scary and disturbing, but it was largely because the content swerved kind of toward things that we do not allow on the paranormal playground. So very true crime or super criminal and upsetting, and like mentioning things like child grooming and all that. And which I was like, you know what? I don't want to read that. I don't want to know about that. So I wanted to find something deeply unnerving, but otherwise unharming people. So
that is like mad niche criteria, by the way.
I'm asking a lot of the internet today. But so I'm going for more of, I guess, like an amuse-bouche of creepy internet mystery.
Fair.
So today we're going to be talking about Mortis.com. Have you heard of this?
I've never heard of this.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I every week I'm like, I really hope Rob hasn't heard of this. Okay. So we are looking into the mystery of Mortis.com. So now, as a bunch of ridiculous and creepy internet mysteries go, my main sources are, and Rob, this is going to delight you. So there's a great article on Medium, but then also a few subreddits.
Oh.
You're so proud of me right now, I know.
Speaking my language, Sis.
So, a few subreddits dedicated to unsolved mysteries, and there's even one dedicated to this mystery website in particular.
Yeah, there is.
Oh yeah. So if you go to Mortis.com now, you're likely to turn up an error 404 page. And like, look, I am not advocating that you try this, just in case it goes somewhere weird now. Just to say, like, I don't advocate anyone exploring into these things, as I don't want to fall into the darkest hole or end up anywhere super upsetting, and I don't want y'all to either. So just keep that in mind. However, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the domain used to take you to a password page. So it's just a page that prompted you to enter login details. It was just a black background with a white text box. No real pictures or indication of who owned it, just a blinking cursor waiting for you to unlock the site. So...
I'm so engaged already.
I know.
I'm like...
I really love this. So people were obviously intrigued. So it was most likely because obviously, like, the grim name of the site, because Mortis is, kind of Latin for death. Mm-hmm. So naturally, online people were, even back in the day, were eating this shit up. So people researched the site. It kind of traveled word of mouth or finger to keystroke. I don't know. Anyway, they dug around in the code. They tried to break in, kind of hackers style, and if you don't know that film, you're younger than me and I hate you. And you should definitely watch it, because, like, Angelina Jolie is hot as hell in it. But,
sure, so, it's an absolute banger.
It's an absolute banger. Anyway, so, however, like, when people kind of dug around the site that they could get at, they discovered that there was an insane amount of data sitting on the site. So some files were even, like, singular files were around 40 gigs. And this was in 1997.
This is in the 90s. Amazing.
97. And so the total number was in the terabytes region.
Holy shit. Okay,
which is
this
like
is
not a minimal amount of data even for today.
No, absolutely not. But I'm thinking that probably in the 90s that would have made up a large chunk of the data that would have been on the internet at that point.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like total size, yeah.
And so, like, I saw somebody say, like, it would have been almost unthinkable in terms of cost or need for an individual. If you think of, for example, like, it would be, I mean, we can send more through an email these days than we could usually buy a jump drive for, even in 2000. And then I saw something that was like, when Yahoo bought, or like was updating its domain or something, even it was only like so many terabytes. And that was in like 04 or 05 or something. And that was Yahoo, not an individual.
This is amazing. I loved it. Yeah. This reminds me immediately already of what we're just talking about, like data sizes in the 90s. This is going to relate to you because you told me recently that you just started rewatching the X-Files.
Oh, yeah, I did.
There's an episode where they like deal with this whole kind of without giving too much away, this whole kind of like computer game, sort of like killer game sort of thing.
Oh my god. You mean like Polybius?
Yeah, kind of something like that. But at one point they really date it because they talk about how it's a huge file, and then they're like, yeah, it's 4 gigabytes or something.
Amazing.
Every time I think about it, it makes me chuckle. It really dated it.
Okay, to be fair, so as Rob mentioned, my husband and I are watching the X-Files from the beginning, because I watched them as a child growing up, but I had a lot of gaps because they then came on when I had dance class after a while, so I missed a lot. But then my husband has never seen any of them. So we started from the beginning, and in one of the first episodes, there is a reference to like, oh, how did that guy like that we knew in the academy get such a good job so quickly? And they were like, oh, he helped like manage the World Trade Center bombing, and I was like, oh no,
yeah,
oh no, God, we are in '93, aren't we?
Yep,
So,
yeah.
so that really dated it. No, okay, but anyway, so we're back to, we have like just insane amounts of data on this website that nobody knows what it is.
I love this.
Yes.
I'm already invested. I don't even know what it is, and I'm invested.
So this intrigued people more and more. The story spread further. People tried to hack the site with various brute force efforts, like kind of one of those bots, like custom bots that would enter in, random usernames and passwords and all that, and to no avail, like no dice. So there were some people that claimed that they got in naturally, because there were obviously going to be some people that were like, well, I got in.
Of course.
But they said they found music files. Some people said they found snuff videos. Some people said it was classified government documents talking about the paranormal, which, I mean, Rob, was that you?
Oh my god.
But it seems like that none of these can be like really substantiated.
No, and to be fair, like if it was the 90s, I was actually myself thinking, I'm sure it's probably going to be like a lot of like snuff films and stuff like that.
Oh god, see, and I was like, as I was reading, because when I first read the data piece, I was like, oh god, if it's password protected and there's that much data, it's got to be illegal, right? It's got to be some
That's
kind
exactly what I would be thinking. Yeah.
Like, because even if it's not like some kind of horrible hostile situation, it's at least got to be like drugs or something. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Kind of early Silk Road kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Also, actually, just a quick PSA for people.
Yep.
If you don't know what a snuff film is, don't Google it. It's basically...
Yes, please, God, please don't. Oh, God.
It's just it's a video where someone dies in it, effectively. That's the short answer, but don't Google that.
No. I mean, I'm sure people have accidentally stumbled across them on a few choice subreddits before they were quarantined.
100%. Yeah.
But
I've no doubt that we have
looking.
we have some innocent listener somewhere, I'm sure, and we need to preserve that innocence.
Well, yeah, we have me.
True.
I'm the innocent listener here, which...
True.
Yeah, yeah. Don't go looking for it. But anyway, so there were lots of theories. I do love the idea that it was just like a terabyte of music files. Like it was every like digitized music file.
Early LimeWire.
Yes. Oh god. Is this? Oh, wouldn't that be amazing if at the end and I was like, and then we became to know it as LimeWire, and then your head just blew up. That would be the ultimate twist.
The world's largest database of viruses.
And then Gen Z listeners would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is a LimeWire?
Yeah, exactly. All of us deleting our downloads. Okay, so we're back on track. So, however, there was a single name that did emerge, named Thomas Ling. So...
I've heard this name before.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
They apparently registered the night in 97, along with around 24 other websites under the same name and hosting company. So people traced this Thomas Ling, I will use they, them, because I don't know how they identify, to lots of places. They, like Australia, San Francisco, and so people were like, oh, no, they're here. But when you looked into the addresses, they would just lead to unowned, barren plots of land or empty, abandoned warehouses.
I love this so much.
I know, I'm speaking your language.
I'm plugged in. Like, I am...
So,
I'm actually unironically sitting here wondering if I can use the Wayback Machine to get onto this website.
You can, okay, so you can get on the Wayback Machine and look to... So there were several archives of it in the early 2000s, and then it was like a blank spot, and then there are some a little bit later, which I'll get into.
Amazing.
But,
okay.
So they traced this individual to all kinds of warehouses and remote addresses across the globe, and some were rabbit holes that ended up resulting in real people who had actually been dead for years, and no kind of claiming like uncovered phone number ever seemed valid. So
oh my god.
I know. It's actually great. Like I'm gonna say at the end what could be happening, which I hope isn't, but anyway, here. So information from other associated websites were about things like, so some of the other websites were like, there was like a woman's quilt business.
Of course.
And
that's
that
the perfect front for,
but
murder.
Then there was also one that was an advertisement for various dental services like braces and root canals.
There has to be some sort of like code in there. Like if you ring them and ask for like, I need to have my left incisor removed or something. They're like, yes, of course.
And then it like opens up a secret back room behind the receptionist, like in what is it? Men in Black. And you just so the dentist one pointed to a Thomas Ling, who was a dentist according to registry in California. However,
Amazing.
other people found Thomas Ling's, who could be this person they thought, who was an attorney, then a security expert, a government official, you name it.
This is phenomenal. I just...
I'm so glad.
I genuinely don't know what to think.
So, at this point, a lot of people decided to drop the search. Because obviously, we have, Y2K was very scary, 9/11 was very scary, economic crashes were very scary. There were very scary real things going on. And the internet was changing really rapidly, so a lot of people just forgot about it. However... Fair. And again, I don't like bringing this site up, but it does need to be referenced. In 2011, 4chan...
I knew you were going to say it.
sort of reinvigorated the search. And so, yeah, if you're wondering, listeners, no, I did not go there. I would not go there with a gun.
Good.
But I saw screenshots. So, in 2013, it gets brought up again. So, in 2011, it was brought up on 4chan. In 2013, it gets brought up again there and on Reddit. People start talking about again to report that Mortis.com the site was unresponsive, as were some of the other domains that were apparently registered under the name Thomas Ling. So one user naturally claimed that Ling contacted him to demand that people stop trying to break into the site and that they were only using it to host their wedding photos.
Sure. Sure, pal.
When that sentence starts, you're like, Thomas Ling reached out to you, okay. But then you're like, what a weird thing to say. I'm like,
it is oddly specific, I will say.
Because if it's like this kind of, and then Obama was there and everybody clapped, it would be like, oh, they contacted me to say, I keep all kind of, transactions of the cartels here. Or something, there would be something fantastical.
Yeah.
But no, they said they were using it to host, they claimed they said they were using it to host their wedding photos. So, there used to be a wiki that existed on the topic that tried to kind of consolidate all the bits of info people had uncovered, however it was taken down. I don't know the precise reason why. Now, I got a lot of this stuff from a really great Medium article. So the Medium article, at least it was really interesting. The article noted that the registration for the site expired in 2020, but it was saved and re-registered under Thomas Ling once again, and is now valid until 2025.
Okay. Keep going, please.
Okay. So the question, among many, is why would someone host terabytes worth of wedding photos under the Latin name for death? Unless, so I'm going to go into some theories. So one theory is that, sure, let's take it at face value. Let's say that this is just wedding photos from the 90s. That means Thomas Ling was the most overdramatic spouse of all time who provided their significant other with one hell of a shut-up ring to title the wedding site Death.
That is very true.
Yes. So
also had access to amounts of storage that governments would have had at that point,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of I want to say before I get to other theories, this was a very cursory search. I was just having a lot of fun with this. There are probably a million rabbit holes I didn't choose to go down or didn't even see, and that probably led to darker things, but I just thought this was such a fantastic mystery. So I hope that I think one of my theories is that actually what I stumbled upon and what people are finding is actually just is just an art thing. It's just an intentional experiment. So, because I'm thinking of internet mysteries was it that My Little Pony game, Luna Game XEX or something there was some game that was kind of haunted around in the early 2000s that it turned out to be just kind of an art exhibition. So part of me thinks that maybe Mortis.com is just kind of a social experiment to see how people will spin conspiracies.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it.
And it could be a big joke. It could be somebody being look at all these people talking about all this nonsense, and actually I keep my Little Pony fan art here. I don't know. But, so that's also a possibility. But then, the other possibilities are kind of inherently a lot darker. Why do you need that much storage? Why would you set it up in such a way that it's hosted on a website rather than, on solid-state drives? If that makes sense?
100%, yeah.
So, It makes me think of if anyone has listened to the podcast Rabbits. There's a bit where if you answer the right questions on like an internet quiz, you are then given access to particular files that kind of lead you to this, alternate reality game or whatever. And part of me is like, oh, is it this kind of, if you know the password, if you enter the right credentials, you are then led into this almost, I don't know, a kind of underground social space?
Yeah, I love this so much. I wouldn't be surprised if this is some sort of not surprised. I would love if this was some sort of like modern day number station.
Yes. Oh
where
my god,
it's
I
like,
love number stations so much.
Yeah, so I wanted to do an episode on number stations for the longest time and I haven't. Because I just don't know how to tackle that.
Oh, there's so much to it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like a modern day number station, even in the 90s, they would have switched to online. And I love the idea of like this being some spy shit. They basically found Jason Bourne.
Oh my god. That's
what I'm thinking.
Now I wonder if you enter in the correct information, does Matt Damon's face just like appear like pixel by pixel like they used to in the 90s?
That would be hilarious.
That would be so great. So yeah, that's kind of a rundown of Mortis.com. So some theories that people have thrown out is obviously like it's a government test, that if you are able to figure out how to hack it or get in, then you will then get a job at the NSA or the CIA or something. There's theories that it hides a huge black market operation of illegal drugs and human trafficking and other terrible things. Or, like, maybe it is just a super emo millennial who had a goth wedding and took 800 million photos.
At,
or
like, mad high quality.
Oh, yeah. A listener could turn around and be like, Suze, you're a fucking idiot. Everybody knows this is fake. And you know what? That's fine, too. But I think it is one hell of a great story.
Oh, it's a phenomenal story. I love this. I love a good, like, proper, like, conspiracy.
And there's no, to where I could find in my quick cursory research, I didn't find an answer. Like, it's just a website that had a login that had a lot of data on it, and nobody knows what was there.
I love this so much.
So,
I'm a big fan of this.
I have to say, when I stumbled on it, I was just delighted that it wasn't like something I didn't want to talk about, and was also just really compelling and exactly what I want from an internet mystery.
Like, this is just brilliant. Like, you actually like struck gold at this.
So it was short and sweet, and I will say, so I was doing it, like I said, I was doing a lot of research to, or at least a lot of like looking around places just to make myself feel better about, things that are happening in the world, but also the fact that, I don't know if you know this, Rob, this is just a slice of life for the listeners. My husband is doing his first playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. And
amazing.
So like, to know this about us, he is a Gryffindor and I am a Slytherin. I was afraid to use the rude option of like the voice options, and I refused to learn the unforgivable curses, whereas my Gryffindor husband is up there like crucioing spiders as we speak. So
I mean, to be fair, I did the exact same thing.
Take from that what you will. So
yeah. I was a Ravenclaw, just want to point out, just in case anyone's curious.
No.
But, yeah.
He's always like teasing me because he's like, oh, what a Slytherin answer you just said or something like that. And then I turn around and he's like actively like in the chamber with Sebastian, spoiler alert, and he's like, oh, no, teach me Crucio and I'll curse you. I'm just like, fuck off. So,
yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, just that was my investigation, my brief, shallow, cursory investigation of Mortis.com, and I hope y'all had fun with it, because I had fun.
Thank you so much for this. I love this so much.
Like, I want to sit in a dark room and like just enter things and just see how it goes, Yeah. like fuzzy butthole 69. Like,
could you imagine if someone?
I'm in.
Yeah. Could you imagine if someone using the Wayback Machine manages to like crack the password from like one of the earlier versions of it?
Oh yeah. I'm just imagining some kid in like 99 sitting at their family computer in the middle of the night who stumbled upon like a message board that talked about this, and they're just staring at a dark screen with one blinking cursor. And it's just the perfect setup.
Yeah, that phenomenal. I love this so much.
So,
I'm so invested in this now. I'm totally gonna go off and Google this afterwards.
Amazing. So yeah, that was it. I'm just throwing it out there. I could have missed something, and I don't care. It's fine. It's 2024, and I can do what I like. So
Yeah, 100%.
We're just having a good time on the Paranormal Playground. And anyway, if y'all have any kind of tech, mysteries, internet, lost media kind of stuff that y'all are interested in, I would love to hear that shit. So please,
Please
throw it
do.
at us on the socials or on the email. Rob, will you tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, totally. You can get us on Instagram at the Spooky AF Pod. You can get us at Gmail at the Spooky AF Podcast at gmail.com. And yeah, we're also on Threads at the Spooky AF Pod. We're actually a lot more active there now, thanks to the beer ladies. They have kind of forced us into being active there, so thank you for that. And yeah, we're also on YouTube. Probably won't respond there, but you can try.
Yeah. You can try, but we will definitely interact with you on Instagram or the email or Threads.
Oh yeah,
So,
totally. Like Instagram in particular, we actually get like weekly messages of people now. So yeah, we will respond.
Oh my god, thank you so much to everyone who was like tagging me in that Buffy the Vampire Slayer fun fact about the Dublin bus route in Irish. That is one of my favorite Buffy facts. I did know it, but I really appreciate y'all tagging me because I felt so loved. So thank you.
Yes, Suze is a big, Buffy queen. Like she's mad for it. So please keep them coming.
Absolutely. So yeah, everybody out there, maybe you should take this opportunity to ask ChatGPT what are some other like fun internet mysteries and have a look around, because there's a lot of questions around, data that's being lost, media that's being lost because of as servers lapse and as domains, are no longer supported. So, think about what's not going to be there and what's already gone, and maybe dig your little fingers into the mysteries. So, we will catch y'all next week.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.